You see this right here? This isn't some forgotten lot or land nobody cares about. This is somebody's backyard. Somebody paid for this. Somebody planted this on purpose. And now it's completely out of control. Right now, somewhere, there is a homeowner standing in their yard staring at a plant that has taken over everything. It's pushing through their flower beds, creeping into their lawn, cracking along their walkway, and choking out every plant they actually wanted to grow. And the worst part, it didn't start that way. It looked beautiful when they bought it. It looked harmless sitting in that little pot at the garden center. Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 invasive perennials that are still being sold, still being recommended, and still ending up in backyards where they cause real damage. Some of these will catch you off guard. One of them might already be growing in your yard right now, and you don't even realize it's a problem yet. If you're new to Grown Folks Gardening, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. Every week we break down what actually works in real gardens and what can quietly ruin them if you're not paying attention. Now, before we get into this list, understand this. Every plant I'm about to show you has a safer option that gives you the same look without the long-term headache. So stay with me all the way through. Let's start with number 10, English ivy. I get why people plant it. It looks timeless. It climbs beautifully. It gives that classic, elegant look on walls and fences. But here's what most people don't realize. It does not stay where you put it. English ivy spreads aggressively along the ground and climbs anything vertical. Once it gets into trees, it can weaken them over time by blocking sunlight and adding weight to branches. It also spreads through berries that birds carry into nearby natural areas. That's how it escapes your yard and becomes a regional problem. A much better option is Virginia creeper. You still get that climbing effect, but it's easier to manage and supports native ecosystems. Number 9, Japanese knotweed. This one is in a category of its own. If you ever encounter it, don't treat it like a normal plant. This thing spreads underground through rhizomes, and even the smallest fragment can grow into a full plant. It can damage foundations, break through pavement, and spread into neighboring properties. In some places, it can even affect property value. This is not a DIY removal situation. If you suspect it, bring in professionals immediately. Number 8, mint. And yes, I know, that sounds crazy. Mint seems harmless. It smells great. It's useful in the kitchen. But planted in open soil, mint spreads fast through underground runners. It doesn't respect borders. It doesn't stay in one bed. It shows up everywhere. And once it's established, pulling it out becomes a long-term battle. The solution here is simple. Grow mint in containers only. You still get all the benefits without letting it take over your garden. Number 7, trumpet vine. This is one of the most eye-catching plants you'll ever see. Bright orange blooms, hummingbirds everywhere, fast coverage on fences and trellises. But that same speed is what makes it dangerous. It spreads underground, produces tons of seeds, and sends up shoots far away from the original plant. It doesn't just grow, it multiplies. A better choice is native honeysuckle. You'll still attract pollinators, but you won't be fighting your plant every year. Number 6, purple leucostrife. This one looks like it belongs in a magazine. Tall, vibrant, and elegant. But it's responsible for wiping out native wetland plants in many regions. One plant can produce millions of seeds. It spreads quickly and forms dense stands that push everything else out. Once it takes hold near water, it's extremely hard to remove. This is one of those plants that proves beauty doesn't always mean it belongs in your garden. Number 5, running bamboo. Now this one catches people all the time. Bamboo is beautiful. It creates privacy. It grows fast. But there are two types, clumping and running. Clumping bamboo behaves. Running bamboo does not. It spreads underground at incredible distances and pops up where you least expect it. Into your yard, your neighbor's yard, under fences, even through structures. If you want bamboo, always choose clumping varieties. Number 4, bishop's weed, also called gout weed. This plant is often recommended as a solution for shady areas where nothing else grows. And yes, it will cover that area completely. It spreads through a dense network of roots that are nearly impossible to remove. Every small piece left behind grows into a new plant. Over time, it takes over everything in that space. A safer alternative is sweet woodruff, which gives you coverage without the chaos. Number 3, lily of the valley. This one is tough because people love it. It's classic, it's sentimental, it smells incredible, but it spreads steadily underground and can crowd out other plants over time. It's also highly toxic, which is something many people don't realize. If you grow it, keep it contained. If you want a similar look, Solomon seal gives you that same elegant feel without the aggressive spread. Number 2, creeping jenny. In containers, this plant is beautiful. It spills over edges with bright green or golden leaves, but once it touches soil, it roots immediately and spreads fast. It forms a dense mat that can overtake surrounding plants and even move into natural areas. Keep this one in pots, always. For ground cover, creeping thyme is a much better option. And number 1, yellow flag iris. This plant is stunning near water. Tall foliage, bold yellow blooms. It looks perfect. But it spreads aggressively in wetlands and displaces native plants that wildlife depends on. It forms thick stands that reduce biodiversity and are hard to remove once established. A better option is blue flag iris, which gives you the same visual appeal while supporting your local environment. Now here's what you need to take away from all of this. Fast-growing, aggressive plants are not always your friend. That low maintenance label often means the plant is strong enough to dominate everything around it. And once that happens, you're not gardening anymore. You're managing damage. Before you plant anything, take a moment and look it up. Search the name with the word invasive. Pay attention to how it spreads. Does it send runners? Does it recede aggressively? Those small details make a huge difference over time, because the truth is, the wrong plant doesn't just affect your garden this season, it affects it for years. You now know what to watch for. You know what to avoid. And you know there are better options that give you the same look without the long-term problems. If this helped you, hit that like button, drop a comment with which one surprised you the most, and make sure you're subscribed. We're building smarter gardens over here. Now go take a look at your yard.